What we typically do in Kansas City when we do a streetscape project like we've done on Main Street in Midtown or on Troost or other places, sort of a customized, tailored streetscape plan, which is effective if that's what you want to do for if you have specific things you want to achieve along a corridor, maintaining a unique character or something like that. But trying to be more equitable about things, we were thinking that it would be good to have just a kit of parts that you could use throughout the city. So you wouldn't have to hire a consultant and do a lengthy, somewhat expensive planning process if you didn't want to or need to, that you could, it would be easier to implement a streetscape improvement through the planning phase by just having some guidance, some standard city options about what components are available, about how you maintain it, about maybe an FAQ and some guidance about who maintains what and how you might fund maintenance, and if you use certain standard equipment, that it's more likely the city will maintain it versus requiring a community entity to maintain it, that sort of thing. So again, we've shown you some of the pieces of a streetscape improvement, but essentially it's the pedestrian throughway. It could be decorative pavers, aesthetic improvements. It could be district signage, pedestrian scale lighting. What we're really talking here, though, about from the building face to the street, and including the street itself, we're not really talking as much about the private development, the buildings on the private side of that line, although they do contribute to the overall character of the streetscape in many communities. But so things like decorative planters and street trees and things like that. So some of the considerations here are equity. I think this kind of kit of parts would make a streetscape improvement more accessible, I think, throughout the city. It certainly supports a lot of our previous planning goals about establishing sort of a baseline of streetscape throughout the city. And of course, it promotes pedestrian safety is a huge issue. As you improve streetscapes, you're just improving pedestrian and walkability in general throughout the city, and for all users of all abilities. It certainly is a key thing to do if you're wanting to enhance an area's identity, or establish an area's identity for that matter as well. It's an opportunity to incorporate sustainable elements, sustainable landscaping and green infrastructure, things of that nature as well, LED lighting, solar components as well. And again, it just creates that common set of standards throughout the city. And so again, the streetscape design guide would include those kind of off-the-shelf options, for any kind of streetscape improvement, depending on what kind of street you're planning for. So again, is this something we'd like to just to stay status quo on and just kind of plan for each corridor as we go, or is this something that we'd like to do some minor policy adjustments, maybe some of these elements, or just go full bore and pursue all of these policies or even beyond? That's kind of your 4 and 5 options. So it's similar 5-point scale to the previous polls.